In early February 2026, India and the US announced an interim trade framework. India agreed to reduce or remove tariffs on several US agricultural products. Things like distillers dried grains with solubles, DDGS, which is a cheap animal feed from corn ethanol production, then red sorghum, soybean oil under quotas, tree nuts like almonds and walnuts, fresh and processed fruits like apples, certain pulses like lentils, and even wine and spirits. Now, these are not official agri products which India will import, but it's just a loose list of products. In the United States, there are approximately 1.9 to 3.4 million farmers or farms, while India has 110 to 115 million farmers, meaning India has 50 to 80 times more farmers than the US. Both countries provide roughly similar total direct agricultural subsidies annually, with the US spending $20 to $44 billion and India spending $45 to $56 billion. However, because the US has fewer farmers, the average subsidy per farmer is $7,000 to $12,000 or even more per year, whereas in India, it's only $400 to $500 per farmer. That too, it's not distributed equally. The majority of farmers don't get even $200 of subsidy. Officially, per farmer support in the US is 15 to 30 times higher than in India. In fact, some reports say US subsidies are up to 100 times higher. US farmers also get special assistance, like a $12 billion package in 2026. This means US products are artificially cheap. It's like dumping subsidized goods into Indian market. Now, these figures prove one thing very clearly. Indian farmers can't compete on price. Agriculture employs over 50% of India's workforce. That's over 500 million people relying on farming and allied activities for livelihood. When cheap imports flood in, domestic price crashes. Farmers switch crops or abandon fields, leading to lost incomes. This leads to distress migration to cities, where jobs are scarce. Rural unemployment spikes, and urban areas get overwhelmed, pushing overall joblessness higher. Indian urban cities aren't really productive, and Indian farmers don't have any other skills. In fact, majority of them are low-skilled. If they migrate to urban areas, then the economy of those urban cities will get affected. But it's not just about income or job losses. The economic ripple effects are massive. India's agriculture contributes only 16 to 18% to GDP, despite employing over half of the workforce. This means low productivity and poverty traps. Opening up agriculture sector widens inequality. Big poultry firms might benefit from cheap feeds like DDGS, but small farmers and oilseed processors lose out. India will become dependent on imports, straining India's balance of payments because more dollar will leave for US goods. India already runs trade deficit with its 9 out of 10 largest trading partners. Food security will take a hit. What if global prices spike or supplies get disrupted? I mean, can India really trust America? Plus, there's the GM crop fear. US imports could bring in genetically modified soybean oil and DDGS, harming India's ecology and health without proper checks. India's global industrial output is hardly 3 to 3.5%. With agriculture opening up, displaced farmers flood into an already strained job market. There will be no quick absorption here. It could lead to environmental degradation, widening regional gaps, and social unrest. To sum up, this deal protects US interest at India's expense. Higher unemployment, depressed prices, inequality, and dependency. India resisted full opening, but even 1% of change in the status quo will affect millions of lives. Indian government should import new agricultural technologies, provide better skills through education to its farmers, and most importantly, work towards expanding the industrial base. Don't change the status quo without reaching at least 9 or 10% industrial output, which currently stands at 3.5%. Indian agriculture needs better support, not more competition. By the way, this trade deal between India and US is unsustainable and pretty much fake. It's all just Trump making noise. If you found this insightful, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.